Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the Galactic Expedition maze event in Monster Legends. So I recently made a video explaining how maze events works, but considering there's new maze events, I'm gonna take some time to explain it and show you guys an example of how it actually works. So let's jump right into it. There's new monsters available, there's old monsters available, the Galactic Expedition maze. So right now, because I'm recording during the first hour this event is released, there's a discount. And this is the first piece of advice. You should only ever move when there is a discount. When there's a discount, it is cheaper to move monsters than usual. For example, we look at Skill Trooper. He normally costs 30 coins, 30 maze coins to move. Right now there's a 30% discount, so he costs 9 coins less. This is going to be very significant in the long run. Most of the time there's discounts is going to be a 10%. Maybe towards the middle it might be a 20 or a 30, and definitely towards the end, the very last discount, it always tends to be a 20 or 30% discount. So if you can, I would wait till the very last hour to move, because obviously during the beginning, unless you buy maze coins, you're not going to get that far. Or if you know you can't make it during the last hour, you want to move during any time there's a 10% discount. Anyhow, the most important piece of information is this right here, the maze help. Collect maze coins by performing various actions in the game, such as collecting gold and food, fighting in multiplayer mode, breeding, hatching, feeding monsters. It tells you exactly how many maze coins you can get. Well, no, I think the max, does it tell you max? It doesn't tell you max. Well, that's good, because I will tell you a max. There's a maximum amount of maze coins you can get depending on what activity you do. For collecting gold, it's 30. For collecting food, it's 50. For feeding your monsters, it's 30. For fighting PvP, it's 15. For breeding and hatching, it is 50. So if you do the math, you'll calculate that every single time you collect items, you can get a maximum of 225 maze coins. The thing is, you can only get those 225 maze coins every 4 hours. So the magic thing to remember is 4 hours equals 225 maze coins by performing all of those various activities. And it doesn't matter like how much gold you collect or how much food you collect, it just matters that you perform the action. So let's see, I start off with 150 maze coins. I said you can get, how much did I say you can get? 225. I should end off with 375. So we'll start by collecting gold. I got 20, so I should be able to get 10 more. So we'll just collect our gold. You can even spam collect on a single habitat. You don't need to go around. I got 30 more. And oh my gosh, this always happens on this account. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't play this account. This account always gets more than it should. It always gets extra. I got 30, I got 20, so I got 50, which really shouldn't have happened. But you'll see that once you get your max, which should be 30, the more and more you collect, you're not going to be getting any more maze coins. See, I can spam collect, and we'll go back to it. The next thing is collecting food, and this you should get 50. So let's see where I get my 50. I'll click repeat. Whoops. I'll click repeat on, and I'll come back to collecting food. But let me just show you that I can collect gold and not get anything. See that? Not getting anything there. Let's feed a monster. So typically you'll notice that when you feed a monster, you probably won't get anything the first time or the first few times. So you can just click feed a few times and then exit out. Let's go back to collect our food, and bam, there's our 50 coins. Since I'm on this account that typically likes to get more than it should, let's try collecting more food in a bit. Let's go back to feeding our monster, click feed. Look, I got my 30. And we'll come back and feed again just to make sure I don't get any extra. But let's go back to food, and as you can see, I'm not really getting anything else. Okay, so I've collected gold, I've collected food, I've even fed a monster. And again, let's just feed a monster a couple more times to see if we get anything. Nope, so I got my 30 for feeding, I got my 50 for collecting food, I got 50 for collecting gold, but it should be 30, the magic number is 30. There's 3 more things left to do. Let's do PvP. PvP is really easy. You have to win the battle, you'll get 15 maze coins. So we'll just do a quick little battle. We'll click auto, and Ruby Explosion, and Perfect, and Discomforting Bask, and DLTs, or no, Ruby finishes the game off. Watch as I get 15 maze coins. And it doesn't matter if I was to do more attacks, I wouldn't get any more maze coins until 4 hours passed. Now the cool thing about winning PvP, and the reason you should do a lot of PvPs, is because as you see, you can spin the wheel, and you can potentially get maze coins there. So that's awesome. And I believe it's always 50 maze coins if you do land it on the wheel. So that's it, I got my 15. Once again, we're going to feed a monster just to prove that we don't get any more. It doesn't matter how much I feed a monster. I've already reached my max. And I'll collect food again. Look at that, no more maze coins. I'll even collect gold again. And you'll notice no more maze coins. Okay, So there's only two more methods of getting maze coins, and that's going to be by, where is my breeding? By breeding. So let's start off. The thing you want to do here is you want to breed and you want to hatch a Thunder Eagle. Check this out. That's a Thunder Eagle right there, right? So I'm going to click repeat. Anytime you breed Thunder Eagle with another Thunder Legendary Monster, two Thunder Eagles together, you get a Thunder Eagle. The reason you do Thunder Eagle is because, take a look at this, he takes exactly 4 hours. So it's a really great way to keep track of when the last time you logged in was. Because when you breed Thunder Eagle, bam, you get your automatic 50 maze coins. And then I'll just, sometimes if you find that you don't get your maze coins, immediately after you do Thunder Eagle, do a quick little Pandakin breed or Treezar breed or Firestar breed. Just something that's really fast, because that's how you get your 50 coins. And then don't forget to Salamonster too. So that's another reason why ideally you want to leave one hatchery open, because sometimes if you're breeding Thunder Eagle on a legendary monster, it's kind of like the maze coins get stuck with the legendary monster. So breed a Thunder Eagle, breed a Pandakin, sell that Pandakin, and watch, 50 maze coins. See? And again, the reason you want to end off with Thunder Eagle is because it's a really, really great way to keep track of when the last time you logged in was, when the last time 4 hours passed. For example, let's say I exit out of the game, and then I come back into the game, and I notice that there's still an hour remaining on Thunder Eagle. I would know that it's been 3 hours since I last played. So I know my pools, they're not going to be full. If I start feeding and collecting gold and collecting food, I'm not going to be getting all my maze coins. I'm going to be short some maze coins. Okay, so that's how it works. It's very simple. I always tell people, like, it's just log into the game every 4 hours and do all of the activities. I shouldn't have to make a super long video explaining that. Honestly, one sentence like, hey, log into the game every 4 hours and do all the activities and you're good. That's really all I have to do. But this video always ends up being longer because I want to go through the motions and explain everything to make sure we're extremely clear on that. And when I click on here, look, I should have 375. But again, for some weird reason, I got an additional 20 for collecting gold, and that shouldn't happen. But with that being said, once again, there's a discount, and as I said, always move during discount. Some other useful piece of advice is to look at the Discord. There's always like a full map of everything, like this whole thing without the cloud, so you know what you're going after. You know, if you want to maybe go after some monster cells, there's some pretty good cells here from the previous events. You can get Balbreath cells, you can get Kazorg cells, Frost Silka cells, if I said those names right. There's always really good runes here and really good relics. There's gold relic chests, silver relic chests all around. There's Neobuki cells. Let's see, there's also gems, of course. And let's just keep moving. And along the actual maze, there's also going to be maze coins, which is great because it reduces your cost. Another great thing of being on Discord and being active with like, it could be Discord or Facebook communities. A lot of people will post information on the entire cost for a specific pathway, so you can figure out whether or not you can actually reach a specific monster. So that's awesome. You can also know how far you need to move a monster before you can move another monster. So for example, maybe you're after, let's see who's available. We have Hymas and we have Privateer Morgan. These monsters, they don't necessarily stick out in my head. Hymas, he's mechanical, can hold 2 masks. Privateer Morgan, he's in a lot of books, so he's definitely useful, especially if you're a new player. He's an attacker, that's what I remember the most about him. A magic attacker, and a lot of times you can tell by the masks or by the relics. He can hold a mask and a sword. The 2 newest monsters are very fascinating. I saw them on Taringa. I kind of gave my initial analysis on them. I wasn't the biggest fan, but again, I said with their traits they might become quite fascinating. So Grumpix, for example, he is a light legendary monster. He is a dragon, he is in the mechanical, and that's significant, and he is an adventure. And again look at the relics. Same as Privateer Morgan, he's an attacker. Alright, so keep that in mind. We'll go back to him in a little bit. Zamillion, let's see, he is also in the same books. He is more of, I would say, I think support, right? Zamillion is Grumpix's younger brother. Ooh, the Monster Legend lore. He's really cool and laid back most of the time, but when it's time to fight alongside his brother, the rest of Zamillions, oh, so there's more of them. Zamillion support skills are indispensable. So he's a support monster. He can hold the essence and the mask. And he's an earth monster. I didn't know he was an earth monster. I don't know why I thought both of them were going to be metal. That doesn't make sense. Well, I guess their armor indicates. Yeah, but look, I like that description. And the rest of the Zamillions. Chameleons? Sorry, chameleons. Does that mean there's going to be more of different elements? Could be a little new type of monster kind of thing. Anyhow, oh, I just noticed his gold per minute is 244. And yours is what, 155? Anyhow, let's take a look at those monsters a little more in detail. Not full analysis, but just let's take a look at them. So I said one of them is light. So let's take a look at the light legendary monsters. And so we have a new light attacker. Let's click on him. Grumpex. Look at that ultimate. Space Exploration Team Alpha deals very heavy light damage to all enemies, applies stamina leak, poison, and sunburn. Pretty good for an ultimate considering he's an attacker. Very heavy light damage to all of the enemy monsters. And again, you got the poison, the sunburn, and the stamina leak. What's most interesting about this monster is he comes with a trait, Mechanical Hater, which means he's going to be dealing triple damage against anytime he fights a mechanical monster. We're talking some really powerful monsters in the mechanical category, right? And I mean really powerful. So if we just take a look at our library, go to books, scroll over to mechanical, there's 76 monsters in total. We'll just go to page 11. We're talking War Master Remtar. We're talking Makugan. Go to page 10. Patient Cyber, a team race monster. A lot of people have this monster ranked up. The Baroness, a lot of people have the Baroness also ranked up. So Shiro, though, a lot of people probably don't have that ranked up. Let's go to the next page. We're talking Talos, Scrap Warrior, another team race people that a lot of players have ranked up. Holter's Bodyguard, a lot of players have this one ranked up because it's a team shot monster. Rabuka from the Easter event. Let's go to page 8. Flamarion, a lot of people have this ranked up, even like at rank 5 because it was available in a team race event. We have Ingenica, also a lot of players have this ranked up, available in a previous event, and you get cells every day for doing the daily goals. Tinkirion, a hard monster to take down with all of those life runes, all the support skills. Hackster, a lot of monsters, right? A lot of monsters. So Timmy, don't forget about Timmy. So with that being said, the fact that this monster, automatic triple damage against anyone in the mechanical book, that's going to be awesome. Using him to kill mechanical monsters, especially if you don't have the advantage, that's great. Now, we got to take a look at his skills, obviously, before we can make a final assessment. But let's also take a look at his younger brother, the support one. So this one is Earth, and take a look at his trait. Very interesting. Hardened, and he has a status caster light weakness. Now, my intuition tells me that it makes the enemy weak to light attacks. That's the only thing that would make sense, because earlier there was a pop-up that said if you combine him and his brother, they have great synergy. So you would think that this monster starts the game off by making the enemy weak to light attacks, and that way your light magic attacker, his older brother, he can do like a light based AoE or single based AoE and deal some serious damage, especially because his brother also can apply torture effects. So putting them together, that's going to be pretty awesome if that's how the status caster light weakness works. Although, yeah, and we have had, I think Saula introduced a status caster ignition where you start the game off with ignition, which is a negative effect. So yeah, light weakness to me also kind of sounds like you take less damage, like 50% less damage from light based attacks, which also may be the case, but I'm pretty sure it's the first thing I was talking about, where the enemy is going to be weak to light attacks. I believe 50% weaker, not 80% weaker, but I don't know. We'll find out once there's actual more information about that. There's another pop-up message that I want to talk about. Alright, here it is, the Galactic Expedition maze. The Galactic Expedition island has risen. Inside this maze, you'll be able to get some great monsters like the brand new Grumpix, a heavy attacker with torture skills. He can apply poison and sunburning when hit, apply torture effect to all enemies, or 2 torture effects to all enemies. I feel like that wording isn't correct. I feel like it should say apply a torture effect to all enemies, or 2 torture effects to 1 enemy. I could be mistaken, but that's what I saw in Taringa, and it's kind of weird wording to be like he can do AoE torture or AoE double torture. So just throwing that out there, although I could be wrong. Maybe he does have an AoE double torture, but I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure it's to a single enemy, but that's not all Grumpix can do. He can increase his precision and clear his negative effects. And look at it, Grumpix works the best by Zamilian's side. They have great synergy. So I'm pretty sure his brother makes the enemy weak to light attacks, which just boosts his potential to deal damage. And so yeah, guys, that has been, I guess, a little mini analysis and a how-to video for the Galactic Expedition maze. I would say right now, we're unsure if those monsters are worth getting or not. Privateer and High Mass, I wouldn't necessarily say is worth expending your efforts, but maybe the cells, maybe you want Belbreath cells, maybe you want Neobuki cells, maybe you want that gold relic chest, maybe you want some gems. I would say right now, just start accumulating maze coins. You know what to do now. Log in every 4 hours, do all the tasks. You have 14 days in total. Start accumulating those maze coins, and then towards the middle of the events, we'll have more information on the monsters, and then we can give a final in-depth analysis on those monsters. But with that being said, best of luck to all of you on the Galactic Expedition maze event. Get out there, get those maze coins. Whatever information you may have, please let me know in the comments below. Any opinions you may have on this event, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the new monsters? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.